Hello there. As Nigeria continues to experience a wave of security threats, the Nigerian government has moved to forge a stronger defense partnership with the United Kingdom to tackle everything from terrorism to banditry. Well, for more on this deepening Nigerian-British defense and security engagement, I'm joined now in London by the UK Minister for Africa, Vicky Ford. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for coming in.
So in the wake of Nigeria's security challenges, which are considerable, Britain and Nigeria have met to deepen their security and defense partnership. They've held an inaugural dialogue to that effect. What's the substance of that meeting and what has it achieved?
So big picture, the UK has a strategy across Africa to work with countries to form partnerships to help to create freer, safer, greener, more prosperous countries. And we see Nigeria as an absolutely key partner in that. You know, we have really strong people-to-people ties between our countries and relationships that go back for many, many years of history. And so we held this, inaugural security and defence dialogue. It was a meeting that went on for 3 days, actually. And I was really grateful to General Magano and his team for coming over there. It was a good dialogue. It builds on work that we started together a few years ago. But basically, it was looking at how we can work together and how the UK can support Nigeria on key issues like tackling criminal groups, tackling terrorist groups, but also building stronger community policing and addressing human rights.
So there is there an effective, practical, implementable security and defense partnership in place beyond this sort of inaugural dialogue? Absolutely.
And as the General said when he was here, the situation in Nigeria is incredibly complex and evolving. And different in different parts of the country as well. But Nigeria is really important for its own stability, but also for the work that they're doing for regional stability and security. Insecurity in Nigeria, in that part of Africa, also impacts on the UK's own security. So that's why we want to work with Nigeria as a trusted friend, as a partner. And officials are already working together on issues like how you address those terrorist threats, how we can bring the lessons that we've learnt on things like community policing to improve security across Nigeria.
And in terms of the scope and scale of that dialogue partnership, the focus apparently is on counter-terrorism, so Boko Haram, ISWAP, etc., organized crime, which presumably is things like kidnappings, banditry, and also military cooperation. How will this help to address these problems, particularly in the Northeast? And how is this defense cooperation actually going to work?
So, yes, but it's also about policing, okay? Because what we know in the UK and in Nigeria is that to keep civilians safe, you also need to have effective, accountable, transparent community policing. And that's part of the work that we'll be doing through sending advisors, bringing shared experiences to help the Nigerian police forces adapt so that they will be able to respond to incidents in a more timely, a more effective manner and help them roll out that community policing, especially in areas that have seen conflict.
Of course, Nigeria's security problems, as I'm sure you know, are quite deep. And therefore root and branch reforms that are far-reaching are needed. This agreement to deploy policing advisors from the UK in Nigeria, what kind of advice will they actually give? I mean, when are they arriving? How long are they going to be in Nigeria? Do we have details?
So officials are already working on implementation of what was agreed last week, and we know that there are multiple complex issues going on here. But where we think we can help work together is the experience that we've had looking at managing the risks of extremist groups, how you can reduce that, how you can improve the policing response so that supporting civilians moves from being a military solution into being a community-led and community policing-led solution. And these are the areas where we believe that the Nigerians have identified issues that they would like help with, and where we can then bring in that support and share experiences, because fundamentally this will be not the UK telling the Nigerians how to do things, it's the Nigerians looking at the issues that they have and where they think we work together, bringing out our expertise. That's what this agreement last week has promised, that the UK will share our expertise and will work together as the partnership to try and deliver that better security for the people of Nigeria.
But of course, part of the reason Nigeria is calling on the UK is because it itself has failed to do the things that it needs to do. I mean, in the course of the meetings you had, both sides agreed on the importance of police reform in Nigeria. You mentioned briefly the role that you see the UK playing. Can you sort of expand on that with particular focus on reforming the police force?
So a lot of this is, as I said, how about do you better respond to community issues? How do you better respond in post-conflict areas so that where there has been conflict, the police can help de-escalate that through a community-driven response? And I know that the different threats in are different in different parts of Nigeria, and therefore the issues that are faced are different. But one of the other things that was discussed at the dialogue is very much the regional issues as well. And Nigeria as a country that's respected democracy, really wanting to continue to play a very strong part regionally. So this cooperation that we will have will be not only looking at what's happening in Nigeria, but also Nigeria's role in greater regional stability too.
Right. And not to throw a sort of wobbler at you there, but is this assistance from the UK going to be paid for by Nigeria? Is it a deal that's going to see Nigeria paying money to Britain?
It's not, we were discussing how we can work together in partnership. This is not,
So it's not a deal as such?
It's not a financial deal as such.
Right. And I'm sure you've heard of the End SARS protests in Nigeria against police brutality. A judicial panel was set up in Lagos to look into it, and it submitted a report I think last November. You sent out a tweet saying that transparency and accountability are vital and that you will be following developments closely. What's your assessment of the white paper that was issued by the Lagos state government on that report? Did it meet your expectations?
So obviously the white paper raised lots of different questions, and it raised questions about the role of the federal police and about the military. And those are questions that the federal government needs to look at and address. A key point that we believe in the UK is the importance of transparency and accountability, and that it is really important that civilians have the right to transparency, to understand when things have gone wrong, what's got wrong, and that people can be held to account if there have been situations where the police or other forces have not acted in a way, or that people believe they've not acted in a way that they should have done. But that transparency and accountability is a key part of what we would like to see in that response. And indeed, transparency and accountability was a lot of what I discussed with the General and his team when they were over here last week.
And are you seeing that in the context of the End SARS protests?
We're watching
and the
really
report?
closely, and I've been talking indeed to my team in Nigeria just today, who are watching this very, very closely, and will want to keep arguing for that transparency and accountability, because it is so important that people feel they have that in order to be able to trust the police, the military, etc.
And now that the UK and Nigeria have had this inaugural dialogue, do you see the possibility of more meetings to deepen that security and defence partnership?
Well,
what happens next?
And indeed, officials are already meeting and they're working on implementation. There'll be another high-level meeting this time next year so that we can keep the process rolling on. But I also think that this is part of a much wider partnership. Back at what I said in the beginning, our view is that we want countries to be freer, safer, more prosperous, greener and ready to adapt to climate change. We have a particular focus in the UK at looking at women and girls in our foreign policy, empowering and educating women and girls as part of that. So we do an awful lot in Nigeria, for example, on international development and helping girls get to school and supporting education. And we also have deep trade ties. And when I'm visiting Nigeria, which I will be doing in the coming weeks, I'll be looking at those parts of our relationship, because it's not just the security, but it's also the trade partnership. It's that education partnership, it's the development partnership, which together we believe makes countries stronger, and that makes UK stronger as well.
Of course, just listening to you there's a broad church of things to do and things that you've enumerated there. I mean, how will these things that have been agreed be monitored? I mean, how are you going to measure progress? Is there likely to be a joint panel or something to that effect set up to sort of do that?
So I think the most important thing is that we get on with the implementation. We get on and make sure that we in the UK are listening to what the Nigerians are saying they want advice on. We've offered advice, we've offered training, and let's make sure that we are listening and responding to what the Nigerians are saying, Nigerian officials and officers are saying that they need, so that then we can work on and deliver it. But yes, the implementation is going through, and as I said, there'll be a follow-up meeting at a high level again this time next year, so that we can make sure that it's delivering. The issues that Nigeria face are very, very complicated. I understand that. I grew up in Northern Ireland. I understand the challenges that you can get when you have terrorist organisations in parts of your country, and that they can be different in different parts of the country. So I don't think we should be making promises overnight that situations will be resolved overnight. This is a journey, but we stand there to support the Nigerians on bringing what expertise we have from the UK to help support on that journey.
And just looking beyond defence and security, another crucial area for both sides is, of course, trade. Britain and Nigeria began talks last year on what was described as an ambitious trade deal. Where do things stand now with that? It's a sort of post-Brexit trade deal, isn't it?
Well, we absolutely want to be the partner of choice for Nigerian businesses when they're looking for trade, when they're looking for investment. And actually, there's really strong trade links between the UK and Nigeria already. It was over £3 billion worth of trade between us exporting to Nigeria and Nigeria exporting into the UK as well. So we want to continue building that. We're open to all options on how to build trade, how to build investment. That'll be part of the discussions that I'll have when, for example, I'll be meeting business leaders and different organisations when I'm down in Nigeria in the next couple of weeks.
Vicky Ford, thank you very much indeed for talking to Arise News.
Thank you for coming in, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.